What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be taking a look at decentralized exchanges. What are they, how we can use them, and if we should in fact be using them or not. There's been a lot of kind of confusion around decentralized exchanges, whereas I'm no pro on decentralized exchanges. I know the fundamentals and the basics of them, and maybe I can share some of that information with you. Don't forget to subscribe guys down below, and also turn on the notification bell. Before we do in fact get into today's video though, let's take a look at some price action. We can see here Bitcoin is at 11,200, which is nice to see. We are seeing a lot of red on the charts as of today, but that's perfectly normal. Of course we don't want the Bitcoin and other coins to just shoot to the moon again like we did in December, because we're going to see a humongous pullback again like we've recently been going through. And it's very hard to check your blockfolio when you've seen it so high, and then a few weeks later it's almost halved or 60-70% down. But I can definitely say that the market cap is looking good, approaching 500 billion. Volume is looking good, and also BTC dominance is up a few percent as of a few days ago. So definitely nice price action to see. We are in a bit of kind of pullback right now. Ethereum did take a little bit of a dip, which is expected, and Ripple, I'm waiting for Ripple to go under $1 and I might pick some up. I currently don't own any Ripple, but I think it may be a nice coin to own just in case the whole decentralized thing doesn't work out. But yeah, before we get into today's video, I would really appreciate it if you can follow me on DTube. My account is CryptoJackYT YouTube, and I do in fact upload my videos 1 to 2 hours early on there. So if you did want to go over there, DTube advantages, there's no adverts there, so you don't have to watch any ads before the videos, and it's just supporting a decentralized YouTube, and it's basically supporting the blockchain. Also Twitter, CryptoJack with 2Ks. When I hit 1,000 followers, I will be doing a giveaway of 1 Litecoin. So definitely shoot me a follow over there, and you can also message me as well, and I do reply. So getting into today's video, decentralized exchanges, let's talk. So what are they? What is a decentralized exchange? So a decentralized exchange is an exchange market that does not really rely on a third-party service to hold their customers' funds. For example, like Coinbase, Bittrex and stuff like that, they hold customers' funds, and that's how they're susceptible to hacks. But we'll talk about that later. Instead, trades occur directly between users peer-to-peer through an automated process. This system can be achieved by creating proxy tokens, crypto assets represented as a certain fiat or cryptocurrency. For example, Binance has its own token. Yes, I know Binance is not decentralized, but that kind of similar. That can be represented in shares of a company, for example, or through decentralized multi-signature escrow system. Among other solutions that are currently being developed. Decentralized exchanges aren't in fact that new. They have been around for quite a while now, but they're still not that popular, and a lot of these decentralized exchanges are not seeing anywhere near the kind of volume that the big three, Bittrex, Binance and Bitfinex, are in fact seeing. So the benefits of a decentralized exchange. Of course, there are many benefits. These are 4 that I've outlined that I think are some of the main benefits. Better access to coins and tokens. So if you didn't know, Bittrex actually hasn't added a new ICO token since around August 2017 last year. Now, a lot of people buy into ICOs in the hope that they'll get published on a big exchange like Bittrex, and then they can sell their token and in fact profit from it. But Bittrex hasn't done that since August of last year. So that's definitely interesting that they're not adding any more. Maybe they will recently, and I do believe I heard some new news about it recently, but I will definitely update you guys on that. So these decentralized exchanges actually offer all the ERC20 tokens and coins that have just come out of the ICO, and they are published on there. So if you did want to sell them on there, that is possible. So it's nice to have that available. Number 2, decentralized, getting back to the roots of Bitcoin. It's really ironic how the whole concept of Bitcoin and the whole concept that Satoshi Nakamoto had in mind was in fact a decentralized peer-to-peer coin. However, by using companies like Coinbase, Bittrex, Binance, Bitfinex, these companies are not decentralized. They are pretty much as centralized as it gets, and of course they are open to hacks. But not only the hacking side of it, a lot of people, some people are into Bitcoin for the monetary gain, which of course is nice, but also if you do believe in the long-term value of Bitcoin and the technology behind it, it's very good to use decentralized exchanges, because it's getting back to the roots of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a decentralized peer-to-peer coin, which enables many things in the world. For example, use of money, sending money in poorer countries and everything like that. And there's just low fees with the Lightning Network coming. And it's basically just decentralized. So that's very nice to support decentralized exchanges to get back to the roots of Bitcoin. Number 3, completely anonymous. Unlike normal centralized exchanges, you have to create an account, sign up with your ID or passport. You have to give them your address, everything like that, your bank account details if you want to withdraw it to fiat. They're basically a necessary evil. We hate them, but we have to kind of use them if we want to transfer our fiat, our crypto, back into fiat. So you are completely pretty much anonymous with decentralized exchanges. So that's definitely a big positive that we can see. Number 4, no hacks or server downtime. So as I'm sure you know, and I will cover this in a second, there have been a lot of hacks with different exchanges. For example, Mt. Gox, Bitfinex, Binance, these have all been hacked. Of course, I'm sure you know the story with Mt. Gox. If you don't, I recommend watching some Bitcoin documentaries, as it covers it pretty nicely, and it's a nice watch. So no hacks or server downtime is definitely a big benefit. So of course there are some downsides. Stay with me, guys. Maybe a bit tedious, but it's definitely great information. Very difficult to use. Of course, I'll show you in a second, some of these exchanges like Ether Delta, it just looks like it's in Chinese. It looks like it's very hard to use, maybe for a new basic user. Number 2, people may not in fact trust them. I know it's very ironic because they're decentralized, and it kind of helps with the trust aspect, that it's peer-to-peer and everyone helps each other out in order for the exchange to get running. People may not trust them. People like to have a central body, a centralized exchange, because if there is an issue, they can get access to support, they can call someone up, speak to a real person on the phone, and that's maybe one reason why people may not trust these decentralized exchanges as of yet. One thing I do like, for example, is maybe something like a semi-decentralized exchange. I believe Ether Delta is doing that, where it's kind of decentralized but not fully. That may be the future of exchanges, and things like that may prove very successful in the future. So number 3, lacking of basic features. As I'm sure you know, pretty much all the features on Bittrex are not available on websites like Ether Delta, BitShares, AirSwap, stuff like that. They're just not available. They don't have the support for it. I don't know if they're able to in the future. I don't know if it's a technology side to that or not. But definitely some of the basic things you cannot do on these decentralized exchanges, which is why the volume on them is not as large as it is on the centralized exchanges. Number 4, low liquidity. Of course, these aren't as popular as big sites like Bittrex and Binance and Bitfinex. They don't have the volume, but that is definitely a drawback. So as I said previously, they are susceptible to big hacks. If you didn't know about Mt. Gox, it was a humongous, basically a humongous shit show with everything that went on, and people were left without their Bitcoin, without their cryptocurrency. So people were protesting, Mt. Gox, where is our money, everything like that. I'm sure just Google Mt. Gox and you're able to read all the information about it. Bitfinex as well, it got hacked in August 2016. There have been more hacks, but this is just one that I'm going to include. Hacked amount 120,000 BTC was hacked. So if we're going to take a look at that in today's value, that's roughly $1.38 billion was hacked from Bitfinex in 2016. That's phenomenal. This was the second largest Bitcoin hack ever after Mt. Gox. The breach claimed 120,000 BTC worth 72 million. Now it's worth like 1.4 billion. The Bitcoin price obviously wasn't what it is back then. It happened because attackers were able to exploit a vulnerability using the multi-sig wallet architecture of Bitfinex and BitGo. So it's definitely very centralized exchanges are definitely very susceptible to hacks, and that's mainly one of the reasons why people don't in fact like using them. But for me, it's a necessary evil. You kind of have to use them if you want to buy a lot of the main coins. So getting over to this article here on Crypto Compare, I will have it linked down below. What is a decentralized exchange? A lot of the information in here is absolute gold. You can see scrolling through it has great information here, and it will be linked below if you did in fact want to go check that out and have a read for it for yourself. So covering some of the decentralized exchanges, we do have Ether Delta, which is probably one of the most popular ones, give or take. It does look pretty confusing for the newcomer and stuff like this. I will be having more videos going over decentralized exchanges in my course coming up, and also maybe on my YouTube channel as well. I can definitely include that. But for the newcomer, it definitely does look very, very confusing. And with the whole smart contracts and everything like that, people may not know where to start. Another one is BitShares. This is pretty big as well. It definitely has decent volume for a decentralized exchange. This is a little bit more user friendly, and we can see the basic charts here and the SMA 30, which gives us some nice information. So definitely they're not where they should be, but maybe they will be in the future. They'll become more user friendly. But definitely, if you did want to use a decentralized exchange, I would recommend EtherDelta or BitShares, or in fact AirSwap. So EtherDelta is pretty much a semi-centralized, semi-decentralized exchange. It does use an off-chain order book to fulfill the orders, which is definitely something interesting. It's not fully decentralized, but it's definitely a bridge between the centralized and the decentralized exchange world. On EtherDelta, it's not like sites like Bittrex. You can't just place a market order or market sell, or in fact a limit sell or limit buy. It's a little bit more complicated than that, and in fact, if you did want to go ahead and sell some Bitcoin or buy some Bitcoin or something like that, there has to be someone on the other end, another human like you or me, who actually wants to fulfill that and actually wants to buy or sell at that price that you're offering. Whereas a site like AirSwap is pretty much peer-to-peer and uses the ERC20 contracts to pretty much become kind of a Craigslist of the cryptocurrency exchanges. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I hope you liked it. Drop a like and also follow me on DTube, CryptoJackYT, and also on Twitter, CryptoJack with 2Ks. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.